When it comes to event planning, giveaways, spirit, and traveling, budget is very important to the Nichols Student Programming Association. A lot of time and dedication goes into planning events and giveaways for students who attend Nichols State University.
So SPA, their mission, and I provided that for you as well, enhancing academic, cultural, recreational, entertainment, social life of students. And then to accomplish that, they provide leadership through hands-on planning, marketing, implementing and assessing campus-based entertainment and social activities. It's a collaborative process with event planning, real-world business practices, and conforming to university policy and procedure.
SPA goes through all the official processes and business aspects of it to make sure that larger amounts of students are taken care of at these events. When planning an event, they think of the entire student body, trying to keep everyone's interests and wants in mind as they plan.
In terms of how they plan out things and do all the proper paperwork, manage the budget, that's certainly a business aspect of it, and from that we hope that the students that are involved in it, those are some really good skills they'll take away from that. How to manage a budget, how to plan for a budget, how to work through appropriate processes and procedures and things like that that are very business-like. So we hope the students that are involved, that'll be part of the outcome of being participating in a group like SPA.
In March 2020, classes were switched completely online due to the coronavirus. Some students were curious as to where their money went, since they didn't get Crawfish Day or the other events that they typically have throughout the semester.
When we moved to virtual classes in the spring of 2020, I knew we weren't going to get a Crawfish Day. And then I realized it was going to be my last Crawfish Day, so where did all the money go for the events if we didn't have any?
SPA's budget is based on a fiscal year, which means the leftover money would roll over into the next year.
So looking at the 18-19 or the 19 fiscal year, we had an end balance of $91,000, and that's kind of laid out in that chart. So they started with $134,000, they gained the student fees, spent $302,000 and some change, and ended up with $91,000 that was carried over to the following year. And then looking at the next fiscal year, which would be the 19-20 academic year, started with that 91 and some change, brought in the revenue of 264 and some change with student fees, spent 202 and some change, ended up with 153, which carried over again to this fiscal year. So we started with that, brought in the 249 and some change, and as of last Friday had spent about 255,000, and so we have about 205,000 left at this point in this fiscal year, which will get us through June.
Students who are enrolled in 12 plus hours have a $5 SPA fee. SPA gets 6.25% of $159. That's for the student activity fee. SPA works diligently and carefully to plan their events without overspending. Their process is tedious as they come up with their budget to spend on certain giveaways. Here's what Kirsten Angela, SPA president, had to say.
So we get our new executive board at the end of the spring semester, but since you don't start, since the new executive board won't know how to do paperwork or anything, the old executive board will fill out forms and just come up with an idea of the event for the fall. So all the paperwork technically is completed, and when that new e-board comes in, they start planning for those events if they like those ideas, because purchasing is opened once July 1st passes, because with the university purchasing, it closes April 16th and then reopens July 1st. And so once that happens, you can start planning and purchasing things for your events. And so that new e-board will come in, and traditional events like Welcome Back Day, Homecoming Week, all that, the gold forms are done. So once that e-board member is good with that event, they start figuring out what they want to do. They find their vendors. They get a quote from that vendor, and we vote on it as an executive board if we're okay with spending this or that much money. And once that's voted on, then they go through the purchasing process, and that's either through contracts, purchase order, purchase card, and yeah, if they really start from scratch with it.
Daddy Wetzel, reporting for KNSU TV.